All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's go ahead and take a look at the JASMY prices once again as we approach a key level here, which is the 50 daily moving average. If you remember a few weeks ago when JASMY was breaking out, in the patient we were taking some trades. One trade was up as high as like 500% because we had a 50% breakout here for the JASMY price set, and on a 5x average we actually did some good profits right there. Now the question is, we are revisiting that 50 daily moving average once again. What can we anticipate for the JASMY price set to do? Now we can take a look at it in two different lenses. We can say, okay, what was happening when we had an uptrend here in terms of the JASMY price set? We also saw that, look, the 50 daily moving average determines when the price is going to be pushing, right? So we see that we break the 50 daily moving average and then we pushed up very much strongly. Then we also had pretty much the same thing happening here as well. Break that 50 daily moving average and then you push, and then of course you do the same thing right here as well. When you're below it, you're consolidating, or you are going towards the downside. But we have a different context. I mean, I could have also given one more example here of what was happening when we went uptrend, break that 50 daily moving average, and then of course go really high with the JASMY price set. Now let's come back to where we are today. We are noticing that JASMY is in a net downtrend. So what has been happening along that 50 daily moving average? Once again, we see that, okay, there has been moments where JASMY has broken above the 50 daily moving average and back tested it before going a little bit higher, then being stopped. But we can see that those gains were not really small. We can see here, for example, this was about a 60% pump in terms of the gain. After back testing the 50 daily moving average, we come to a moment like this one here. I mean, we see almost the same thing, that this bounce off of the 50 daily moving average was like 35%. That's of course small in crypto because we are spoiled with a lot of gains. But one thing that we also notice is that below that 50 daily moving average here, the whole price chart is down the gutter, right? There is nothing we can do about it. That's what the data is saying. So now that we are sitting on top of the 50 daily moving average once again, we of course have to question what's going to be happening here. Are we going to be breaking down here and then the price continues to crash? Or just as we have seen with the last few times that, okay, you look, there is also the possibility of the price pushing back a little bit higher. I would think this is my base case scenario. I'm not saying my best case scenario. I'm saying this is my base case, meaning I'm actually on the side to say, look, there is a good chance here that the JASMY price set can, stay down a little bit here. But then again, eventually, I think we can test the resistance one more time around, that 1 cent area. So currently we are sitting at 0.0071. Then that 50 daily moving average is right around 0.007. So this is an area, on the likelihood of things, I would expect the price to reverse a little bit. It may not be as big as what we have seen in the past, but I think some kind of a bounce here for JASMY is not going to be surprising for me. However, if we break towards downside here, it totally means I was wrong, and the JASMY price set is going to be continuing this downtrend. So for now, I'm anticipating the JASMY price set to find some kind of a reaction right around the 50 daily moving average, as it has always done in the past. Other than that, if we are losing it, we have already seen that time and again that this whole downtrend also was started by breaking below the 50 daily moving average and then break above it one more time below it, and then you continue moving towards the downside. This will likely be extended if we are not having some kind of a reaction above that 50 daily moving average. Now, does this mean this is the make or break moment here for the JASMY price set? Definitely not. I think there are other things, bigger things than the JASMY price set at play. But just locally speaking about where the price is at this point, I think it's logical to expect some kind of a push up here when it comes to the JASMY price set. If it fails, again, there's no other way of explaining it. The idea of saying that it's likely that the JASMY price set will push towards the upside will be totally wrong, and it is what it is. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.